The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine confirmed that several Russian targets were hit last night. In particular, this concerns the Lukoil Nizhegorod-Nefteorg-Sintez oil refinery in the city of Kostovo, Nizhny Novgorod region, Russia. A large-scale fire broke out on the plant's territory. It is known that the enterprise supplies fuel to the Moscow region and the Russian army. A fire has also been confirmed in the Russian city of Primorsk on the Baltic Sea. This is one of the largest ports in the aggressor country for the transportation of petroleum products. In addition, Ukrainian defense forces struck an aviation equipment depot in Saki, in temporarily occupied Crimea, and targeted concentrations of occupiers in the Dnipropetrovsk region near Berezove and Novomykolaivka in the Zaporizhzhia region near Hulyapole and in the Donetsk region in Yalinske. 2 people were killed and 13, including a child, were wounded in the Kherson region as a result of Russian attacks during the day. The Russian army struck 34 settlements in the region. Due to the shelling, there were casualties in Mykolaiv region as well. Our correspondent Yelizaveta Krotik will tell us more about the situation in the southern regions. She is live from Mykolaiv. Liza, greetings to you. So what news do you have? Please share.
Thank you, greetings. This morning, a Russian FPV drone attacked a service vehicle belonging to the battalion in the central district of Kherson Special Purpose Unit. 35-year-old police captain Vitaly Kukarchuk was killed. He had been serving since 2010 and since 2024 was part of a mobile fire group. He took part in defending the city from drone attacks and had dozens of destroyed drones to his credit. He is survived by his parents and his wife. In the morning, in the ship district of Kherson, a civilian car ran over a Russian Prynik-type mine. The 54-year-old driver suffered a concussion and blast injuries. The occupiers also dropped explosives from a drone in Chornobaivka. A wounded 40-year-old woman was taken to the hospital. The day before, the enemy struck a public transport stop in the ship district of the city. A medical worker from one of the city's hospitals was killed. She was fatally wounded. 4 more people were also injured. A Russian shell hit the yard of a private house in the ship district of Kherson during the night. A 40-year-old woman was injured there. She received assistance at the scene. For more details about the situation in the Kherson region, Alexander Tolokonikov, deputy head of the Kherson Regional Military Administration, spoke on our broadcast.
The Russians have not stopped for a single day since the liberation, since that moment. When we arrived in Kherson, already liberated, the shelling did not stop, and yesterday and today are no exception. This morning, the situation is difficult for us. The shelling continues, and they keep launching drones. Today, there have already been 2 injuries, both women. One, 40 years old, in Chornobaivka, was hit by explosives dropped from a drone, and another woman in Kherson was injured as a result of an attack. A drone of the Krylo or Molnia type, most likely, struck an apartment building. As a result, an 80-year-old woman sustained such an injury.
In the Kherson region, 2 people were killed and 13, including a child, were injured by enemy attacks over the past day. 8 apartment buildings, 17 private houses, ambulances, a store, and agricultural plots were damaged. Equipment and civilian vehicles as well. The Russians shelled 34 settlements in the region. In the Mykolaiv region, the Russian Federation Army attacked the Berezne-Huvata community with a strike drone the day before. A married couple was injured. They are a 45-year-old man and a 34-year-old woman. They were hospitalized. The occupiers also attacked the Kutsurub and Ochakiv communities with FPV drones. This morning, they struck the Ochakiv community preliminarily with MLRS. As a result, a car was damaged, but fortunately, there were no casualties. That's all the operational information I have at this hour. Nastya, I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you very much, colleague. We were joined by Inter's Mykolaiv correspondent Yelizaveta Krotik. The consequences of the overnight drone attack are being dealt with in Odessa by the Russians. According to the head of the city military administration, Serhiy Lysak, the strike hit the Kadzibe district of the city. 3 people were injured and the facade of a 5-story residential building was destroyed. From the 1st to the 3rd floors, neighboring apartment buildings were also damaged. Currently, damage to about 250 windows and 25 balconies has been recorded. Another 4 balconies were completely destroyed. The buildings have electricity and water, but gas is temporarily unavailable. Gas. The 1st Battalion of the 153rd Brigade needs a pickup truck to carry out combat missions, and we can help raise funds for the vehicle. The QR code and card number are on the screen. Currently, the soldiers are holding the line in Donetsk region, where transportation is just as important as weapons. The success of combat missions, the speed of rotation, and timely evacuation of the wounded all depend on having vehicles. Every donation you make, even the smallest one, is a real chance to accomplish the mission and to save lives on the front line.
We wish you good health. We are servicemen of the 1st Mechanized Battalion of the 153rd Separate Mechanized Brigade. Right now, we are destroying the enemy in Donetsk region. Recalling the effectiveness of our unit's work, we are announcing a fundraiser for a pickup truck. For the enemy, vehicles are targets. They destroy them with FPV drones and mines. For us, they are the means to rotate positions, deliver ammunition and food to our comrades, and evacuate the wounded. We ask you to join our fundraiser. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes.
Glory! American military forces have rescued the second crew member of the fighter jet that was shot down over Iran. This was reported by American President Donald Trump. He assured that the man is all right. On his social network, Trump noted that the United States sent dozens of aircraft to search for the second pilot. The Commander-in-Chief, the Secretary of Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff were monitoring this operation around the clock. The day before, the first crew member was rescued, but this information was kept secret so as not to jeopardize the second rescue mission. Let me remind you, on April 3rd, for the first time since the start of hostilities, an American fighter jet was shot down in Iran. And as reported by the New York Times, during the rescue of the American officer, 2 transport planes that were supposed to deliver special forces and the rescued American to a safe location became stranded at a remote base in Iran. Therefore, the command gave the order to send 3 new planes and to blow up the damaged ones so that they would not fall into the hands of the Iranian military. Many Iranian military leaders were killed during the massive strike on Tehran. This is what US President Donald Trump claims. On his social network, he posted a video showing a swarm of planes and explosions and reported the destruction of the command, which, according to him, was directing the troops, clumsily and recklessly. Trump did not specify when or where exactly this attack took place. Let me remind you, the day before, the head of the White House stated that he was giving Iran 2 days to make a deal with the United States, otherwise he threatened to unleash hell. Tehran lifted restrictions on shipping in the Strait of Hormuz for Iraqi vessels. This was reported by a spokesperson for the Iranian armed forces. This could lead to an increase in Iraqi oil supplies to the global market by 3 million barrels per day. However, Baghdad remains cautious. They note that everything will depend on the willingness of shipping companies to take risks and enter the strait for loading. Recently, traffic through this strategic artery has somewhat increased as several Asian countries have agreed on safe passage. In particular, this week a French container ship and a Japanese tanker successfully crossed the Strait of Hormuz. Next, we have a love story that is stronger than war. In Dnipro, a soldier who suffered a severe injury at the front got married right in the intensive care unit. His chosen one is a combat medic. They met when they started serving together. Olena Mendelyuk found out what trials the couple had to go through.
We are happy to welcome our dear guests to the wedding ceremony of Mykola and Anastasia.
Instead of a ceremonial hall or registry office, there is an intensive care unit. Instead of Mendelssohn's wedding march, there is medical equipment echoing the heartbeat of the groom, Mykola. On March 30th, he was severely wounded in Donetsk region.
The strike hit me almost directly. After that, the guys were awesome. They carried out the evacuation. Whatever might have happened, everything is going to be just fine.
He was already on a ventilator when he arrived to us, with massive blood loss, almost critical, and already 5 surgeries at Mechnikov Hospital. 6.5 liters of blood have been transfused. Every single day he receives the specialized medical therapy that allows us to maintain his essential vital functions. But his one and only wish was to finally get married, and absolutely none of us could say anything at all against it.
Mykola and his chosen one, Anastasia, serve in the same unit. After they met, their love did not ignite instantly. It matured gradually until it became stronger than the war. And for over a year now, the couple has been inseparable.
These strong feelings made us sense each other. It's impossible to put into words when you feel that someone is truly yours.
Sometimes we could just get in the car together, go out into nature, or visit a cafe. We could go somewhere whenever we had the chance. There were always flowers, always. Even despite the situation, my home was always filled with flowers. He has some pretty tough call signs. I never thought before that he could be so gentle, such a romantic.
Mykola is a chief sergeant, Nastya is a medic. Every day there are combat missions. There wasn't much time for romance, the newlyweds say.
We were out on assignment together. I was standing guard. That was our task. While Tractor was digging trenches for the guys, I was on watch. I was on guard against FPV drones. When an FPV is flying or some kind of winged drone, you have to destroy them. And there was a moment when Kolya ran over. When the FPVs were flying, he ran over and we stood together.
Well, and we shot it down, destroyed it.
Now by the hospital bed, the girl gently holds her beloved's hand. She did not break him. She is his rear and his support. She is ready to go through this path of recovery together.
Do you pledge to honor this love through your life together, Sviato, while always keeping faithfulness and deep respect for each other? Are you Nikolai? Yes. Are you Anastasia?
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
A very exciting moment. This is a non-alcoholic beverage, carefully fortified for a richer taste. It has a distinctly bitter finish. The young couple were married immediately after the painting.
She's getting married, for God's sake, Anastasia, for God's sake, Nikolai, or something else, this one and a son. And the Holy Spirit, as well as the eternal divine presence.
Spirit, so you can cross yourself. To officially get married, become a family before God and people, and raise children. These were the plans that Mykola and Anastasia cherished even before the fatal injury. Having been on the brink of death, the soldier realized that dreams cannot be put off for later. Now every moment has become...
The sheer magnitude and profound value of this entire experience is truly beyond any measure or price that one could ever hope to encounter in their lifetime, making it absolutely and utterly priceless. But when we take a moment to look at the situation from a completely different perspective,
The warrior still has a long road of treatment and rehabilitation ahead.
Unfortunately, yes, there are problems with his vision, and there are still dozens of other injuries that we no longer even mention. This coming Monday, it is highly likely that Mykola will be traveling abroad, carrying all of his personal belongings with him to seek more specialized and further medical treatment. At the time when he was first admitted to our facility, the injury was so severe that his leg bone was clearly visible to everyone providing care. Unfortunately, such reconstructive surgery still hasn't been mastered in Ukraine. We believe that the doctors will save his leg and that he will walk on his own feet and raise his children. From
Dnipro, Olena Medelyuk, Irozan Zasoba, Podrobici, Inter TV channel, Marathon, United News.